Hi. This morning I made a bowl of cereal for my breakfast, but then I received a call which took me about half an hour. Now look what happened to my breakfast. Look at this soft, unpleasant texture. How can we describe this texture? Let's find out together. Today we'll learn how to talk about food, how to describe food. We'll learn some very useful vocabulary and make some examples together. So before you forget, hit the subscribe button. Look at this dish. It's delicious, right? It's tasty. But what other adjectives can we use instead of these two? We can say this dish is appetizing. It's mouth-watering. So when food is appetizing or mouth-watering, you really want to eat it because it looks great. It smells great. Now, can you name a dish from your country which you think is mouth-watering? Now, when you catch a cold, the doctor will probably advise you to have soup. And let's face it, sick day soups are not particularly delicious and mouth-watering because they don't have any strong taste. We can describe such food as tasteless or bland. For example, I don't recommend this restaurant's salad. The dressing is always bland and tasteless. If your food is bland, you can make it taste better by adding, for example, salt to it, by adding pepper to it, or you can also squeeze some lemon juice in it. But sometimes some food taste and look terrible, and there's nothing you can do about it. We can describe such food as disgusting, gross, or appalling. Now remember, these three adjectives are really strong adjectives, and we cannot always use them. It's not polite to use them in some situations. For example, imagine a friend of yours invites you for dinner, and at the dinner table you find out that the food they have prepared for you is exactly the food that you hate. Now, can you say the food is disgusting in front of the host? Of course not. You can use some sentences such as, I'm sorry, this food is not my favorite, or I'm not a big fan of this food. For example, I've heard some people eat worms as part of their food. Oh, that's disgusting. Now, let's talk about food texture and how it feels in your mouth. Imagine you go to a restaurant and order steak. But when you try to cut it, you find out it's not that easy to cut. And when you put it in your mouth, you need to chew it several times before you can swallow it. Such food is described as chewy, the adjective chewy. For example, this steak is overcooked and chewy. The opposite is tender. Tender food, especially meat, is easy to cut and chew. For example, marinating meat in kiwi fruit makes it really tender. Now, do you remember my morning cereal? When cereal soaks in milk for a long time, it gets unpleasantly soft and wet. It gets soggy. So soggy food is soft and wet in an unpleasant way. The opposite of soggy is crispy and crunchy. When you bite and chew crispy and crunchy food, it makes a sound like this. For example, I love my French fries crispy, so I don't add too much ketchup to it. I hate it when it gets soggy. Have you ever tried mashed potatoes or any mashed vegetable? That kind of texture is also soft, but in a pleasant way. So we want it to be soft and smooth in our mouth. We can describe it with the adjective creamy. Creamy soup, creamy mashed potatoes, creamy yogurt. Now, let's learn some vocabulary and phrases to describe food that is good for our body and food that is bad for us. Healthy food is food that is good for our body, such as fruits and vegetables, because they are nutritious. Nutritious. What kind of food is nutritious? Nutritious food contains all the substances that our body needs, such as vitamins, such as minerals. Now, to stay healthy, we need to have nutritious food from a variety of food groups, different food groups. For example, we need to have carbs, we need to have protein, we need to have a balanced diet. Have a balanced diet. A balanced diet contains different food from different food groups. It also contains fruits, and fruits are high in vitamins. Fruits are high in fiber. To be high in something, it needs to have a lot of it. On the other hand, unhealthy food is obviously bad for our body, such as junk food. Junk food like hamburgers, sandwiches. Again, junk food is high in cholesterol and it is low in vitamins. It is low in minerals. Another example of unhealthy food is processed food, which is changed from its natural state, and it is packed with additives. It has lots of additives in it. What are additives? Substances, things that are added to food to make it taste better, to make it look better, to make it last longer. Example: doctor told me to eat more healthy food and cut down on unhealthy food, cut down on junk food. Cut down on something means to consume, to eat less of it. You don't stop it altogether. You just consume less of it. Now it's quiz time. Look at this picture and try to describe it with as many details as possible, and try to cover all the vocabulary that we learned today. To help you, I'm gonna put all the vocabulary on the screen so that you can see them and try to use them. So here you need to pause the video and try to use the vocabulary for yourself. Now it's game time. I'm going to describe some food, or maybe fruits and vegetables, I don't know. And you are going to guess in the comment section. So let's begin. Now, it's really healthy food. It's high in vitamins. It's really high in fiber. It's crunchy, so when you chew it, when you bite it, it makes a lot of noise, which I love about it. What else? What else? Well, it's green. I'm helping you here. It's green. Sometimes it's really chewy. So although it's crunchy, but you need to chew it for a long time before you can swallow it. It's really nutritious. If you want to have a balanced diet, you need to add it to your diet. Some people who want to lose weight, they drink its juice, which I really hate. But they say if you add lemon juice or, I don't know, a little salt to it, it will be less bland. And that's all.